Well, welcome to Southeast Ohio Solar Haven again. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I took a little couple days off there to not doing anything, so solar is still hopping in there pretty nicely. Got 2.6 kilowatt in and 3 kilowatt in right now. Charging back up. Had a few days of gloominess, so taking advantage of the full sunshine today. So our windy day. Well, our very windy day happened to have a very bad outcome actually, because about 2 hours after I did the video about the high winds on the wind turbine and everything, the wind turbine stayed standing tall, but this little cheap inverter, whatever you want to call it, wind controller, this box right here decided to give up the ghost. Apparently, once you get above 40-mile-an-hour winds, it can't handle it. But I come to find out that wind turbine, being it's 500 watt rated, well, I think it's underrated, because it quit working about 2 hours after that video, like I said, and it had put the brakes on, and the dump load resistor was warm, very warm, and I thought, well, that's not right. The voltages were still 28 volt, 27, 28, so it should have been still putting out some charge since it was late in the evening. And it quit working, gave up the ghost. So I do have a setup here where I can switch over. As you can see, I got a 3-pronger, and I can switch over that, which will feed a midnight. And well, since solar charging was done that day, no sunshine, I switched over to wind, and that wind turbine was putting out 879 watts in a gust and averaging about 350 to 550 on the midnight. And that's something I've not seen out of that wind turbine, because this thing set up here wasn't letting me get maybe 150, 200 watts even with low, regular wind, where the midnight was giving me 350 to 550. So I went on eBay and got one of those midnights, classic 250 CPs that were on there. The ones they said they were, some of the features were disabled, and I thought, well, that would be great for basically a singled out glorified wind charge controller. I mean, it doesn't, it's 250 volt input, and that leaves me room to grow if I want to put a larger wind turbine in. So I'm waiting for the third midnight. I was trying to save up for a third classic 150 because I plan on getting more solar panels. That might get put on hold a little bit, but it is what it is when you're dealing with wind. And I didn't really want to invest much in the wind. I wanted to see if it was worth the investment, and it turns out that it might actually be. So I'm waiting on that charge controller to come. It's windy right now a little bit, and wind turbines moving, but I can turn this thing on, and it has a little, I don't know if you can see it, and that's not the real voltage either. So I mean, that tells me something happened with this dumb thing. I mean, it says 29.8 and it's 29.2, so it's messed up somewhere. I'll take it off there eventually and take it apart, look at it, see what's cooked, see what's not. It might be great for a small 300 watt turbine, but it's not for the 500 watt, and that's supposed to be rated at 600 watts, so it didn't take it very well. But all's well here. Still working on some stuff here. Let's go out here to the garage. And I've got all kinds of goodies going on out here. A little bit of an update for y'all. Let's see here. Aha! As you can see, the switches are different. I went from these switch boxes to those, and that was courtesy to a local electric supply company around here. I asked them if I could mention their name on YouTube, but they didn't really want to be mentioned about, so, and I can understand that, but let's just say basically these things were just given to me. Very expensive switch boxes. As you can see, they're heavy duty safety switches, and I can just see how loud they are. So I should never have a problem with those. I've got one line coming into one. I'm still working on it. I had some sore shoulders from running this wire here. Couldn't hardly move my arms. So it's still in the middle of being worked on, but I will get it done. But that's an update on those switch boxes. Those are really nice heavy duty switches. As you can see, they're nothing to be played around with. I believe this one, they were both used is what happened, and they were returned back. They were just used very shortly, so I got it basically given to me. And yeah, piles of charge controller. Found me a couple microwaves too, so might be pulling this microwave oven transformer around of here. Make a power supply. Back down into my man cave of man caves, as my wife calls it. I like my man caves. But yeah, as we sit back here in the glorified wall of what, as everybody would say, it is what it is. Making power, just not from that wind turbine controller right now. So, but yeah, that's going to be the update for today. Hopefully I'll get the critical loads panel done here within a week or two. Just depends on how I'm feeling. My shoulders and back, you know, they hurt a lot, and my arm too. I got, being from a military background, I've got a lot of issues with nerve damage and back issues and stuff like that, so it doesn't help matters any sometimes. We all excuse me, we all have our problems, so that's just all there is to it. Everyone has health issues. But so hopefully here in the future, I'm waiting on some other stuff to come in the mail. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a segment on these for you guys. That way you guys can understand these supercapacitors a little better. Just trying to keep you guys updated with ideas. I had a question, did I have a shut-off switch? I may not actually showed that in one video. Yes, I have a main shut-off switch right down here. That is a 350 amp switch. I forget who it's made by. It might actually be made by, it might be part of Blue Sea's switches. I can't remember. I'd have to go and look back through my receipts of things. But anyway, have a nice sunny day. Everyone take care. And subscribe. Watch videos, share. Maybe you'll learn something. So, good night, goodbye, good day, good evening, whatever time you're watching.